kiddos. Well, I'm sorry I'm squinting this morning, but the sun is so bright that it's been so cloudy here for the last couple of days. You can tell by my yard. I missed getting to mow it this week. So anyways, I'm going to get right to the video. We're doing Cheap for Chic today over at Christi Creates. She's got a playlist. And so let's just get started with the first project. All right, so this one is from Tractor Supply, and I tried to copy it. This one was $99 for the two of these, but I'm just going to do one. So the first thing you're going to need is this cooler from Dollar Tree, and I just took wall spackle caulking stuff, and the one I have in there is not from Dollar Tree, but I showed you the one that I did get there before. I just ran out, so I had to use some that I had in the garage. So I'm just taking this rubber spatula over it and spreading it out thin. Now I used a little bit of water to make it a little thinner, which in the end I wish I hadn't used the water because it took it longer to dry because it had to mix in. So just use it plain is my opinion on that. All right, so I'm just trying to raise that up like you would a cake. You know how you take the spatula and pick it up? Well, it didn't work right. So what I want to do is I'm going to, this thing is from Ranger, and I use it for scrapbooking, and you can put a pattern on your paper with, it's basically like a drywall compound. And so, you know, they use that in scrapbooking. So I had that because, you know, I like to scrapbook. So I bought it thinking I'd use it. And this is the first time, I must be honest, this is the first time I've ever used it for that. But anyway, it's that same stuff that you use to put over stencils. And when you put it on the stencil, then you wipe it off with a spatula, and then it leaves a little raised area. I'll show you that sometime. But anyway, I'm going to use it on this cooler. And you could use a comb. A comb would work, a fork would work, anything with like a pokey edge. You could also cut a piece of hard plastic, you know, to drag through it, or, you know, make you like a little zigzag edge or pink and shear edge. Use pink and shears to cut a piece of cardboard. Don't tell your mama I said that. Don't use your mama's pink and shears. She'll whoop you. Especially if that's her fabric scissors, but that would all work. So, you know, I'll put the lid back on here because, when I went to go start pushing on it, the long sides started pushing in, and I was like, oh, this is going to crack. So I put the lid back on it so that it wouldn't crack. And I'm just, I'm pushing it on there with that rubber spatula, of course, spreading it out, and then I take the little plastic thing and run my grooves through it. Now this look is kind of like something you would find kind of the Mexican planters and stuff, like when you go to Mexico and you get their pottery. That's kind of the look I was going for. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for me because I like that look. I like that. They put that in, when I went to Cosmel, that was like a thing. They took a rake, they put the cement on the building, and then they took a rake and raked through it. And I don't know, that just reminds me of this. So, anyways, so I had to wait till do the third side till most of this dried. So this took me a few days to do. Now, if I just turned it upside down and kept turning it, but I didn't want my fingerprints in it, and I'm pretty impatient most days, so I did very well with this one. I did the three sides, let them dry, or at least get semi-dry, and then the next day did the third side. So you're really going to have to let this caulking dry for probably 2 days before you can paint it. My husband's sending me pictures of his breakfast. Isn't that nice of him? I'm trying to get this video out, man. Can't you see that? Oh, no, he can't. He's not here. Anyway, so I'm going to take this Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint and paint all over it. And I let it dry, and then I'm going to go in, and these snake tails are some that I had saved from a wreath that I did back at Easter time. I cut 4 but only needed 3, remember? But I saved the tails. I save everything. Y'all know how I am. But those legs, to me, look just like the inspiration piece from Tractor Supply. And that thing was $99 for 2 of them small planters. And this one is the same size as the large planter. So, I mean, like, even if this was $50, I think I got a whole, even if I had to buy 4 new snakes, I've only got $6 in it, because it didn't even take a whole can of that caulking. And now I did use a can of caulking that I had, but I showed you in the beginning the Dollar Tree caulking that I got. It's the same stuff, guys. It's $1. And the only reason why I didn't use it is because I ran out of it. But I saved that tube, so because I always have an extra bit of caulking around to do projects with, or paint or something, fill a crack up with. But I just hot glued this on here, these legs. Now let it sit a while before you turn it over, because I thought, ooh, look, it's done. It's not, because it wasn't cooled enough yet. But once it cooled, they stuck real good. But I had to have a little patience and wait for them to sit. So now then I'm going to put some of that boxwood that I got from Walmart in there, and I'm just trying to fill it up. I'm just using it on my back porch, but I thought it turned out adorable for $6. I just don't see how you could beat that. 99 to 6. Well, actually 50 to 6. So I thought it turned out perfect. And you wouldn't have to use those legs. You could just leave it like that without the legs. So you got $2 in it. All right, so this project I found on Instagram, and this sign was, I think, $18, and the sign is 10 by 12. Well, ours is going to be 12 by, I think, 18. So anyway, I'm taking little bunnies off of it. I had 2 of these. You could make any kind you want. Now, I'll list the SVG down below, and y'all let me know if it doesn't work, because the new Cricut program, that's why I hadn't listed it lately, because I hadn't had time to go through there and figure out how to mark it as share. But I finally figured it out. So it just took me 5 seconds to figure it out. It's just, some days you do, some days you don't. Now, when I hot glued these 2 together on the back sides of them, I pulled the bunny and the carrot off of it. They were like a foam piece. And then this groove is too thick, so I'm going to take some hot glue and scrape it on there, through there, and then I'm going to sand it down because it's too glued. But anyway, I wanted it to look like shiplap, so I'm taking an X-Acto knife, and I made some grooves in it, and then I take my my sanding block, and I just go down through there and sand the edges. Now, I also took a pick and run down through there to make it thicker, because it just wasn't getting wide enough cracks in it, and I needed wider cracks. So then I'm going to take the white Waverly Linen chalk paint. You guys, I just flop back and forth between these 2 now, whatever I got. And this is the last of these things, this bottle, so I'm trying to just get the last little bits out of there. And then I take these flat back wooden beads. I got these off of Amazon, and you just put flat back. I think they're I don't even think they're, I was going to say 13 millimeters, but I don't think they're that big. I think they're smaller than that. But anyway, I just go ahead and I hot glue them on there, because I just wanted a little bit of something, more on there than what was there. And I painted this white linen. Now, you're not going to see it, but because I lost the footage, but I did go back and distress it in black ink, Waverly ink. And I got it pretty heavy. I first was going to make this sign black and white, and then I decided I wanted it for my laundry room. Now, their project, this one was, I think I said $18, and I made it for, I'm going to say around $4 counting the vinyl. So this is not Cricut vinyl, this is Oracle, and I can get it online somewhere. I can't even remember where I get it now. I hadn't bought it in like 3 years. But anyway, I just cut this SVG out, and like I said, I'm going to list it for you below. Y'all seen me put it on here before, and then I'm just going to burnish it down and then roll off the Dollar Tree contact paper that I like to use. That's my favorite way to stick stuff down, is the Dollar Tree stuff. There's no reason to pay so much money for something that $1 will work for. But I'm just going back over it and burnishing the edges, and you can see how, and then I'm going to cover the back. There I go. Now, what do y'all think? Do you think this is worth $18, $3 to $18, and mine's bigger? I thought it turned out pretty cute, and I can't wait to hang it up. What do you think? Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you about a challenge that I'm doing on Wednesday. It's 5 under $5 and it's over at Farm Charm Chic. And she has a YouTube channel. I want y'all to check her out. You can find the, you'll be able to come back here on Wednesday and find the playlist, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get back to the video. All right, so I got this one off the internet. It's a 6x12 board, and it was 20 bucks. And I was like, there's no way that's 20 bucks. Anyway, it's 20 bucks. So I just found this old piece of board that the guys had used when they built my bathroom on. And of course, I'm not going to let them throw wood away. So it even had cement on the back of it. And I sanded it all down. I don't show you all that because that's just a pain. But then I go over it with some white Waverly chalk paint. And I don't know that I show that. I didn't even show you doing that. But I just barely put any of it on. I just wanted to hit it here and hit it there, the highlights of it, so that you could see that I actually, you know, just distressed it with white paint. So, because it was already distressed, I guess I cleaned it up with white paint. And I even painted the back. And I don't show you how much cleaner the back is, but I wish I had. That'd been more footage, longer video. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so I'm fussy cutting this piece of paper that I've had for, I know, 15 years, and I'm not even joking with you because I love paper. It's kind of like I like to collect it and I don't want to use it. So this one's called Wild Asparagus, but you could use any kind of paper you liked with big floral print on it. Sometimes you can get really lucky. This is a really thick piece of paper. And when I say fussy cut, what that means is I went around all the little edges and I cut the flower out. So back and forth, and you'll need a smaller pair of scissors, helps with this. Here in a minute, I'm going to show you where I take a sponge and some brown ink. Now you could use brown paint and a paintbrush to do this, but I, again, am a scrapbooker, so I'm testing out the colors there, and that one was just way too dark. It was almost black, so I go with the lighter brown. And I don't know if you know this about cardstock, but it's white cord paper, most of it. So I don't like for the white cord to show through. I think it looks like I cut paper out. If I do this, it looks like it was a die cut. And what it's called is inking the edges. So I just go around with a little sponge and ink it. Now I could have used the ink pad, but that one's a little bit thicker and didn't have a pointy edge like I like. So I just went around all the edges and inked it. And then I still don't like it, so I'm going to go around the wood and ink the edges on it. And you're like, well, does that stick? Well, heck yeah, it sticks. Have you ever got ink on your fingers? You can't hardly get it off. So I just go around all the edges and I distress it's what I'm doing. It's the same thing as if you used a baby wipe and that Waverly wax stain that we use. It's the same thing, but I had this here, and honestly, this is less mess. So the ink that I'm using is a Tim Holtz ink. It's archival. It's not that I care that it's archival, but because it's not like I'm putting it in a scrapbook. But I just cut this piece down too. If you noticed, it had all those long pieces. When you're doing paper, you can just almost manipulate the image just by cutting it off and putting ink around the edges. Now, I have one of these little clips that I got at Dollar General. I found these clips and I was like, because you can hardly find them at Dollar Tree anymore. So I found these at Dollar General, and these are the small ones. And I just hot glued it on there. I'm going to use it in my bedroom. Because my bedroom is pink and gray, and I, thought this would match good. Now, I cut this SVG out, and it's just, I love us. And so, I have this one. I'll list it below. It's super simple. It's a really thin piece. As you can see, I'm going to take the insides of it out. Sometimes I leave the insides out in when it's thin like that so that it doesn't warp the thin lines. It helps it stay where it is. Now, for 18 bucks, and I made mine for $3. I'm going to say $3. So, and, I don't know. I thought it turned out good. Now, here's all the pieces together. Let me know what you think. Leave comments below. And if you have any questions, of course, give me a holler. Make sure to check out everybody on the playlist. That'll be listed down below. Well, I hope you enjoyed all the projects today. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I love to help you out. All the, as I said before, the SVGs will be listed down below. And if you have any questions, just give me a holler. And if they don't work because Cricut has the new program up, let me know so that I can maybe fix them. I hope I can. Sometimes I can't, and sometimes I can. But I usually try to reply to your comments. So if you can see that I'm not, you can always go over to the Redheaded Scrapper at outlook.com and email me, and I check that about once a day. So if you have any real concerns, you can send it to me on the email. Y'all, thank you so much for watching today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because that really helps my channel, and I really appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you on Wednesday.